all around the world. Actually, this is really cool, thinking about this as in being connected to like the whole world. I used to use Google Earth back when there was like no Google Maps. We had just Google Earth, and I used Google Earth to just visit random places around the planet, and then say like, "Hey, look, I've been to the Chinese Wall now. I just looked at it, and like, look, there's the Great Wall. You can see it from basically the ISS, I guess." Anyway, I'm still sick at home and it sucks. And I basically can't do anything. I can't work, I can't concentrate, but I can still make my coffee, and I'm gonna take some meds because the acetyl, cysteine, and aspirin, these are the best when you have a cold, because aspirin really deals with these weird tingling, with this weird tingling pain that you got all over your body, which I have right now and which really sucks. And in my opinion, I don't really like aspirin. I'm an ibuprofen fan, but what helps really well, and what helps really good with that, is to take it in this form as like a tablet that dissolves in water. So I'm gonna do that. I remember when I worked in the surgical ward, it was just such a classic for the surgeons to uh, make themselves what they call a cocktail before they go into surgery, into like the operating room. And they, when the surgeon was sick, it didn't mean they stay at home. It just meant like they have to have a cocktail, and basically go to the medicine cabinet and just like take out all the drugs that hype you up and give yourself a cocktail and go do the surgery. And I feel like this is so hypocritical in the medical field that everyone is allowed to be sick, but you aren't as an employee. And it's even like this weird martyrdom to be badass if you come to work sick. Like if I pull that off at my desk job, everyone's looking at me like, you weirdo, you making us sick. But then the HR department or payroll or whatever is like, hey, why were you sick so much? Like, well, I was sick, so wasn't my doing, right? Anyway, the world is stupid. It's just stupid. So you gotta do this, but if you do it, then it's still wrong. And if you do the opposite, it's also wrong. So whatever you do is wrong. Anyway, my aspirin, is that my acetal? Yeah, that's the other one. The aspirin tastes better. Yuck. Anyway, gonna make some coffee again for you guys and for me. You can't drink my coffee, but I can, and you can watch me make my coffee here. Yeah, here you see my coffee place, my coffee counter. And I wanted to talk a little bit about my whole minimalism thing, as in why I'm thinking about doing a more extreme minimalism. Because I think, especially since I was sick, like I've been sick for a few days now, and it's very annoying. And I wanted to, before that, I had done some decluttering from my clothes, because I have still this business wardrobe that I don't really use. And so I got rid of part of it. And this was funny, because my husband, the first thing he said when he saw like what I get rid of was like, "Why? Don't you like this anymore?" And I'm like, that's not the point. That's not the point of getting rid of stuff, is that you don't like it anymore. And I think a lot of people don't get that. As in, getting rid of stuff and letting it go, it doesn't mean that you don't like that. It just means that you have enough. And this is such a weird misconception, because I appreciated these items while I had them. And I still appreciate them, but I just think I don't have enough space. And so when people see our apartment, they are usually like, wow, this is so empty, or at least my room. I mean, the kitchen is not super empty. And they were like, well, this is so empty, and why do you think you want less? And for me, then my answer is usually, well, because I can. Like, I can do with less, so why wouldn't I? And I believe that for a lot of people, having less means just extreme inconvenience, because they are used to such a high level of convenience. As in, you know, for instance, when I think of that person, it's a person from my family, I'm not going to say your name, but I'm pretty sure she's not watching my videos. So, female family member also has 2 kids, and they have a really nice home. They bought an old house and renovated it, and it looks really pretty, with a beautiful garden and whatever. And the thing is, when I came visit them, I was really overwhelmed when I opened the kitchen cabinet. I was acting like, I just need a glass, okay? And it felt like I opened the cabinet and it was like everything was falling onto me, and I was like, okay, just gonna get one out there. Hopefully it does not break. Okay, I did it. And then I said something judgmental, I think, like, well, you got a lot of kitchen stuff, glasses and mugs, and like, this mug, I have seen this before. You have this, how many times do you have this? 10? 20? I think I said something like that, but in a nicer way. Like, I wanted to cover it up with a bit of friendly speech, which I suck at that. So the thing that I wanted to say is like, why the fuck do you need 50 mugs? What's wrong with you? And I said something like, oh, well, you have a lot of mugs. Are these for hosting a lot of parties? Like, it's like you come into someone else's apartment and they are like a really messy person, and you immediately feel like, boy, you're messy. You're like even messier than I was when I was a teenager. And you say something like, oh, have you been robbed? But then you kind of don't want to say that, so you say, oh, cool apartment, and then you make up something to do, make it sound nicer. Yeah, I suck at that. So it was like this moment, and she said like, oh yeah, we need them for the dishwasher. And this was like a key moment for me. I was like, I'm never gonna be that person. Hey, there's a channel member. You're a channel member of mine. Wow, thank you. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Totally lost the thought that I was going about. But thank you for being here. That is so cool. Okay, let's. What did I say? I'm sorry. Okay, so kitchen cabinets. And the thing is that sorry. Hello, good morning. This is my sicko live stream. Welcome to everyone. And the almond aroma is empty. Like, this is how it looks. This is what I put in my coffee each morning, and it's basically just some chemical almond aroma, because that tastes really nice. It's just like this tiny little vial here that you get, like, it's called bitter almond. It's probably super toxic, and I'm gonna die 2 months early my time, like, guten Morgen. Good morning. So, there we go. Nice little chemicals in my coffee, or milk, or almond milk, what we have today. Okay. So, and then, yeah, it clicked for me. It was kind of, I'm gonna give book recommendations in a minute, I think. Or maybe I have some on my blog, actually. If you want to take a look at my blog, I occasionally put in book recommendations there. But I'm gonna finish the stupid story first. So the thing is that I I thought I'm never gonna be the 50 mark person. Like, I'm always gonna take the minor inconvenience of having to wash my dishes with these Mark 1 hands um, over having 50 marks in my. No, no, just no. Like, I should publish my blog post. Actually, I do. I have a book, and it's called, like, I forgot what the title is. The working title is something like Practical Minimalism for, I don't know, 30 somethings. I don't know. I have a book. I have a book about minimalism, and I also have a book about mindfulness, but it's in the making. And I pre-published the chapters of my book. Also, I have a cookbook. Yeah, for lazy people like me, which is called the Instagram little Instagram cookbook. Which, because I'm lazy, so I also made it out of Instagram pictures that I already had, and put in, like, my favorite recipes, like my family recipes, and what I occasionally make. And this is going to be really, really cheap, and it's going to be free for my Patreons. So all my books and all my yoga videos and everything like that is always free for my Patreons, and it's going to be published there first, and then at some point going to publish a book. And I want to make it, like, real cheap, like, um, not super expensive. I've seen other minimalists make online courses and videos, video classes and books, and they all cost like a fortune. So my book will be below 20 bucks. Like, I will have to see how much it is, something between 15 and 20 bucks, because of, taxes. Like, you have to pay half of it in taxes, but yeah, not more than 20. I plan. Um, didn't know you were so productive. Oh yeah, hey, hi from Infunk. Yeah, that's cool. Um, yeah, well, I'm not super productive at the moment because I'm freaking sick. That's why I'm doing the live stream, because I can't work, I can't concentrate on anything. But this is kind of relaxing for me, and so I hope that some people might be interested in, yeah, the topic. And the topic was moving forward with minimalism, be more of an extreme minimalist. And boy, it's so hot. I've got to open the window. Yeah. So, and now I'm just making my coffee here, you can see. And just waiting for my coffee to happen. Okay, but the thing is, so my kitchen looks like this at the moment. Oh, look at this mess. Look at this. A minimalist kitchen is not supposed to look like that. And I know that everyone's giving you this blah, 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 minimalism is individual. Well, there are boundaries, like, there are boundary conditions, like in physics, from you got your wave function, you say, like, oh, till here, not further. It's the same with minimalism. I mean, you can call it minimalism and feel like you're a minimalist, but I think it's kind of decisive to tell yourself, like, oh, I'm a minimalist, but still you have, like, a whole bunch of things. I can always tell myself it's not mine, it's my husband's, but still, I kind of don't want to play that game. And take you away from the boiling coffee a little bit. So, you tell me in the comment section whether I should get rid of this. I think it has grown a persona here. Personality. Like, look, it has these tiny little mold islands. I should get rid of it. Okay. I guess then I'm gonna get rid of it. I mean, now is the time, now that I have basically no smell. Okay, gotta do it before the coffee is ready. Let's do this. Democracy, yeah, you're the only viewer, but sometimes, oh gosh, holy shit, holy fuck, Jesus Christ. Okay, goodbye. I did it. Okay, you happy now? Oh, shit, biohazard. I need a mask. That's what masks were made for initially. That stuff. Crap. Oh no, this is gonna be my permanent YouTube record, right? Well, I don't mind. Everyone's always been like, oh, you gotta be authentic. Well, and then if you are authentic, they all unsub. As in like, oh, you're too authentic for me. Like, oh, I didn't want to see the real you. Like, I made a video about how I was a smoker before. And then now I smoke like once a year on my birthday. I got like 5 unsubs just for saying that. Obviously, people want me to be perfect. So, but then everyone makes these videos about like, you don't have to be perfect. Perfectionism is like sick, and it comes from you having a weird childhood and blah blah blah. But then, you know, like if people have like tiny little flaws, it's also not cool. So whatever you do on YouTube, just if you have a YouTube, if you plan on being a YouTuber, I promise you, whatever you do, you can't make it. You can't do anything right. Don't care what you talk about, as long as you keep talking. Let's read this. As long as you keep talking, love listening to you. Oh, thank you. That is really, really nice of you to say. I don't like listening to myself. I actually never listen to these videos. I usually listen to my hiking videos, you know, like afterwards. Because the hiking videos are kind of my memories. I just want to collect my memories there, and I also watch them with my kids because my kid can't come with me on the hikes. Some of them are a little bit dangerous, or in terrain that is just not accessible to a stroller. So I make a lot of my videos just so I can share that with my kid, or also actually show my hiking vlogs to my mother. She doesn't speak English, but she likes to watch the mountains. So anyway, yeah, I was talking about extreme minimalism. So the thing is that if you have seen like this kitchen problem over there, that has been piling up while I was sick, or since I've been sick, I find this really super annoying. I don't want the stupid kitchen to look like that. I want it to look clean and empty. I mean, not super empty. Like, for instance, look at these things. Those are practical. That's not clutter. They are practical. I need them every day whenever I cook something. And I mean, I hate cooking already, so it doesn't have to be harder by having all this in some drawer or whatnot. Like, for instance, my mother, she's like, she packs everything away. Even like the dishwashing detergent, she has that in a drawer. And whenever I'm there, I forgot about it, and I'm like, oh, what is this dishwashing soap? What is it? Like, and I have to look all over the kitchen until I find it. Like, she's taken the aesthetics a little bit too far. But in my case, yeah. I mean, let's say I'm not like all form follows function. I think sometimes it's important to keep good form, but mostly. So yeah, anyway, that's done. Oh, finally, we make my frothy milk. Boy, that sucks. I didn't sleep at all last night. Like, my head hurts. My bronchi hurt because I got bronchitis, because thanks to, I don't know, I find that my lungs just suck more after the whole pneumonia experience I had like a while back. It was like a really long time ago, but ever since, it's just been harder for me to deal with colds. Before that, I was like more badass. Yeah, but that's life, you know. Like, I always think you should get sick more often to kind of get used to it. And last year was not a good year for that, because, you know, getting sick was not possible due to not meeting people. And I really missed out on getting sick more. So now that I didn't get sick for 1 year almost, now I get more sick. Like the one time it hits you, then it hits you much harder, I think. Yeah, thank you everyone for saying get well. I appreciate it. I hope that it works. Like, just fingers crossed. It sucks so much. Okay, I was about to take my aspirin because my head also hurts. Let's do this. As I said, aspirin is like the best medication you can take if you have this tingling of your extremities and painful extremities, painful movements, painful skin. When you have a cold, like aspirin is like the number one thing to, hello, take out the trash company. Like the best thing to take actually. So anyway, vacation looks like crap and I want to have less stuff. But then there are some things that are just practical. As in, for instance, look at this. Look at this piece of shit here. Can you see this? That's why we put out dishcloths. Like this one is necessary to clean the cast iron pan. Like this one, cast iron pan. Cleaning the cast iron pan, but that is like really amazing. Then we got these viscose cloths here. Brush, more brushes. My kid has her own brush and her own little dishcloth because like one is not enough. And this one is courtesy of my husband. He just wanted like a sponge, and I was like, we're not buying no plastic sponge. Like no, I'm the sponge boss, so I decide who gets what sponge, and I decided to get a loofah sponge with a viscose back end. Yeah, I said back end because that was supposed to be an insider programming joke. If you didn't get it, yeah, I'm sorry. Anyway, not really. So, yeah, I know who that is actually, like from the rap contest. I watched these when I was younger a lot. I really like these, like battle rap contests. So that was kind of an inside joke, I guess. But you didn't see that one coming, did you? So, so I want to kind of, you see this, you have seen this rack now, I got a lot of sponges going on here, or at least sponges, cloths, and a bristle. So, and I kind of, when I was alone, when I was living alone in my, what is it called, bachelor apartment, yeah, I didn't need any of that crap. I never used these. These are also, like, my husband is crazy about these. He loves these things. Like, oh, you can take up any kind of breadcrumbs with that. And I don't know, like, just use your hands, or I don't know. I've always used these cotton cloths here. And the minimalist approach is, I can wash this, like you wash this 90 degrees, 60 degrees, whatnot. And you can use it for the floor, you can use it for the, for dishes, and even more simplistic, I used like washcloths, like the ones you could wash yourself with, for everything before I had these, because those didn't exist when I started zero waste. It's just like 2 years into my zero waste journey, these things came up. Like before that, I had just basic washcloths, like the little wash towels you have. And I think there's just like this enabling power about having versatility and having just one single product that does it all. And so yeah, I don't know, I just need this one to clean my dishes and like one cloth. And so I don't know, and if it takes longer, then it takes longer, but it's more convenient for me not to have so much stuff. Yeah, it depends, I think someone's writing that some people just like the practicality more than the minimalism aspect. And I agree, because in some, for example, I visited a friend. She also has a YouTube channel, so if you're watching, I don't think that you are, you don't have so much time, but if you are, and she didn't have a whisk. And I was like, come on, I'm gonna make you a matcha latte. So, and she was like, I don't have something like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? How do you whisk stuff? Like, how do you beat X, like if you don't have that. And so that is just so much more minimalistic than what I do. But for me, it would be utterly inconvenient because this is like the single item that I use like every day. Like if I had just like two kitchen tools to pick, as in to stir stuff with, it would be a spatule, um, spatule. I don't know that thing. It's French, so French is a spatule. So and it's very typically to the French kitchen. Like in every French household, you will find something like this. And this is like the premium version because it is rounded and it's a little bit skew. This one, that one, that would be the only one that I need. I can make crepe and galette with that. I can make everything with that one. So I mean, it's not ideal for porridge, you know, because porridge you gotta stir porridge with the small side like of this thing. So this one is how I used to make porridge. But yeah, everything else for a long time I even didn't have like a big spoon or anything like this because I would just pour it out of the pot, so whatever I made, and I didn't need that kind of stuff. So a lot of these conveniences, they come from me living with another human. It's not me. For me, it's like I would probably go for the extreme minimalist version because I value it more to be able to kind of jump the ship whenever, as in like if I have to pack my things in a backpack and be out of the country tomorrow, I could do that. That is kind of what minimalism was about for me for a long time because I have serious attachment issues. Like for the longest time in my life, I was like, no, I'm not into other humans. Like I'm not attached to other humans. They can only hurt you. So be safe. Don't get too attached to other humans. Like if you watch the two broke girls, I think in the beginning, and the blonde girl moves in with the black haired girl, and she says like, don't get attached. Like that was me. So and the same goes for things. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, what you writing? Let's see the comments. I've been trying to be minimalist every day for 3 years. Still a lot of things though. Have you tried like rushing it? Because I mean, it's okay. It's necessary to be. Holy shit! Please don't. It's necessary to be mindful, but it doesn't mean that you can't hurry up. It's really it helped me a lot to kind of put in a little bit of the pressure and start doing it fast. So at some point I was just so fed up with my stuff, and it's a cringy video. I uploaded like a super cringy video about my minimalist journey. But essentially it's true. Holy franken fuck. Oh, fuck. It tastes worse. I accidentally mixed a little bit of the cysteine with the aspirin, and now it tastes like the ultimate cocktail from hell. Like if I ever go to hell for being a bad YouTuber, the devil will make this for me personally. Holy crap. Ew. I wouldn't give that to my Nazi neighbor. Oh yeah, I would. I think I would. It really helps to purge more of your stuff. So if you miss something, you know you really need it. I agree. And you don't have to do that in like an absolute way. You can just take the things that you're not really sure. Like I always do like a goodbye, a stay here, and maybe pile. And the maybe pile goes out to the closet and just sits there for a month. And if I haven't missed it in like 1 month, um, assuming it's not a seasonal item, then it'll be fine to let it go, you know. Oh, that was a good one. Oh yeah, that feels right. So yeah, I did that last month, and you guys, I have so many clothes, you know. It's probably the reason why I didn't make a video. Back when I was in uni, I basically had like two pants, two black pants, and five black shirts and five black turtlenecks, and that was like my uniform. But I got so bored with it. Like, if you want, I can post a picture of me what I looked like in university. And yeah, this whole silly Sheldon Cooper theoretical physicist vibe. I don't know. I just really like the idea of being like this ultra minimalist person who doesn't need anybody or anything. But I know, you know, these extremes, they're always cool for a while. They're really cool for a while. But then in the end, you crave some excitement again. And I think it's very superficial to say that you don't need that. You don't need to express yourself in things, because everything a human is things, like your molecules in your brain, all chemistry, everything is matter. Okay, and it's interaction between matter, it's interaction between atoms, molecules, cells, whatnot. So everything you have and you are is material, and to be like, wow, I'm so above that, and like clothes or makeup or something superficial, no, they aren't. They can be really deep. For instance, look at people who have like giant tattoos and they decide to live with that on their body for like forever. And it's so special to them. How can that be superficial? But I don't think that's superficial. I don't want tats, you know, I don't like them, but I think it's not superficial. So how can it be superficial to have things? Mm, what you saying? Oh, I couldn't see the chat. Ah, here's the chat. I don't get that, but you say astrology, something about astrology, and that is a good time. Yeah, I don't really believe in uh, long distance interaction as in humans and stars. Like, I think that's too macroscopic to have like a huge impact. But sure, it can mean something to you personally. So if it does, then you might as well use that momentum and make something out of it. I personally, I'm not a very spiritual person. Mm. So anyway, I wanted to say that I find myself moving towards this extreme minimalism again, because I find so many redundancies in this adult life, in this established life, in this built-in kitchen life. This is not my kitchen. I would not have this kitchen if it was my kitchen. Like, if this belonged to me, I would have something called a Schwedenküche or a buffet, which is like a big fat closet, basically, where this is connected, like the upper part and the lower part, and has a back wall, and they look really beautiful. Like, you should Google it. It's just like kitchen buffet, in my opinion, is like the prettiest thing you can have in your kitchen. And it's also really minimalist, and you can easily move with it. And so this would be like the furniture that I want, because this kind of built-in forever thing that built-in kitchens are to me, like, they are ultimately not minimalist to me. I don't like it. Mm. Besides freedom, extreme minimalism can bring more control to your life, and that way you can channel much more of your energy into making good decisions. Oh yeah, I agree. I don't think that I don't want to complain about something like decision fatigue, because I personally think that um, the more comfortable you get, the more sensitive you get, and the more problematic do you find things that really aren't. So I don't want to whine about me having decision fatigue or something. But it certainly frees a lot of headspace, as in it really helps so much with just, I don't know, for instance, just searching for something. Like, I was always that person who never had to think about what, like, do you have this or that tool? I was like, yeah. And I open my toolbox, one one thing, like take it out in like one action. That was me. So it still is me, kind of. But with kids stuff, yeah, like the kids stuff is a little bit more messy. But I think you can do like a kids capsule wardrobe as well. Like everyone can do that with their kids. Just whenever you have the urge to buy something twice and it's not for daycare, just don't do it. Mm. Gotta drink a little bit of my coffee and my aspirin. Mm. My head is exploding. Crap, now I hear this Nelly Furtado song in my head, and it's exploding even more. You do lectures? That's cool. I loved giving lectures. If you don't have order in your life and process, you're basically doomed to failure. Yeah, that is right. That is right. I agree. It sounds like project management or quality management. But I don't wanna assume anything. Gotta blow my nose, guys. Like, hold your ears if you can't take it. Hi. Oh, so many chat messages. Thank you, guys. I've been moving every 6 months, so I decided to become really minimal for the moment. 3 huge suitcases. I need to be lighter, but I don't know how. Need once a year. Um, the last part I don't get, but um, yeah, if it's like a 2 season thing, the area which you're moving in, I would say it's harder, because capsule wardrobe, as in like 30 pieces or something, works really well for non-seasonal setups. I mean, I have 50 pieces, but that also includes redundancies, as in like 2 pair of pants, for instance, of the same kind, because I don't want to wash them so much and wear them so much, because I'm really happy that I found a few pants for my weird ass butt. And so yeah, I didn't want to. So let's talk about this problem. So you want to downsize from 3 suitcases. Well, is it like huge suitcases? I mean, I don't know. I think I can fit everything that I need in one duffel bag with my kid and one backpack. So, and I separate that into the backpack things, that is like things that I would need on like a daily basis, and the duffel bag things are all other things. And I did that when I was traveling with my kid, and I think I can also do it for our stay in Sweden. Like next month, we're gonna go to Sweden, stay there for 3 months, and I will pack everything into our duffel bag, because we have this hiking stroller and it clogs up the whole trunk. So, well, I don't have that much that much space to take anything, and then we also have to bring food. So, no can do. Time for the coffee. So, but the ultimate trick that I use when packing things is the this or that trick. And that is when I take like 2 similar items, and I say, okay, you can just bring one, like this or that. So, and if you do that, if you iterate that enough, then you will essentially arrive at a smaller number of things. And also versatility is a thing. Like the more versatile it is, the fewer things you have to take. So that's one thing. And what else can I think of? Um, for me, I mean, if you it depends if you care or not. I care. I have like a capsule wardrobe color palette. So, and if you, I actually have an article, a blog article about that too. And that's really something to look out for, because I think a lot of people have stuff that is like their favorite color, but not a color that favors them and suits them well. So I think you gotta go for like the color that favors you and not the color that you favor, and kind of stay with the neutral tones. No, I can't do anything about the microphone. I can pull you towards me and then you see like my face better, right? Which I wanted to avoid, but I can't talk so loud and the microphone is not that good. So yeah, I have no other option because otherwise I would have done that. I can recommend headphones, but yeah. Maybe it's better now. So, what do you think about applying the uniform concept to food and making a minimal meal that you repeat every day? That's a very cool question. I like that question. Well, I try to speak louder. So, it all boils down to routine, I guess. I mean, I personally, I like to do that. You know, I have my frothed milk breakfast every day. This is like my only breakfast. It's only just frothed milk and coffee, and then I put in some creatine and for muscle recovery, not for anything else. Just it helps with muscle recovery when you go on strenuous hikes and so on. So, but I think it's really hard to keep like a balanced diet, and since I'm vegetarian, I really find it super important to have like a very balanced and yeah, colorful diet, like a lot of variety in my diet. I don't want to eat the same things every day, and I'm really a picky eater. Like I'm the pickiest that you can imagine. I basically only like restaurant food. Every other food is like just second to good. I don't know, average, mediocre, not my kind of jam. I really only like restaurant food. So my goal is to make restaurant food. Like I always want my food at home to taste that good that I would pay for it. So, and for that to happen, you need a lot of different oils and stuff, like seeds, and let alone, you know, for instance, we always eat a salad in the evening. Every evening we have a salad. Like today not, but the past days not, because I was sick, and when I'm sick I don't want to eat anything. But we have like a really nice salad, and I make it with different ingredients every time, because like when I repeat it 2 times I'm bored. And that's not the same with the clothes, you know. And I think if you feel about something about food like that, as in, oh yeah, I don't mind eating the same every day, you really gotta watch out that it doesn't get too monotonous, because that's just not healthy. But yeah, I think you can apply it in certain ways. For instance, like having the same beverage every day. Like for a long time I had matcha every day, and then it's, come on, kick in, stupid aspirin. Devil's drink. Ah, yeah. Holy shit. Um, doesn't make the coffee better. So yeah, I think you can do that, but you gotta keep in mind how to spice it up, you know. maybe use some actual spices for that. Um, and for me, it's also I want to try foreign cuisine a lot. I really don't like the classic German cuisine. My taste in food is more like Mediterranean. Then I also like the Afghani kitchen a lot. Like everything Afghani is just like my comfort food. Like Afghani and Persian food, it's pretty similar, but yeah, the Afghani restaurants in Munich are just like the best. There's like one, it's called Lemar, and we usually go there when we eat Afghani food because they are just so nice and friendly, and the food is delicious, and the service is top. So if you ever come to Munich, check out the Afghan restaurant here. It's like really good. And so yeah, we try to make these at home. Like so I personally make the Mediterranean stuff, and my husband does the Persian cooking, and my kid just wants noodles. So a lot of pesto and noodles, and yeah, so I guess that's that. But anyway, I will talk a little bit more about minimalism, and then I think in like 10 minutes I'm gonna end the live stream because I'm just tired. Mm. But yeah, I think for instance, sometimes I'm in this conflict. For instance, I have a sewing machine. I have two sewing machines actually. One to do normal seams and normal sutures. Yeah, just the normal hemming. And one is a serger. So a serger is the sewing machine that can do these like inside of your t-shirts or stretchy shirts. You will always see these kind of seams and stuff. Like this is what the serger does. It cuts and sews at the same time. So so that is what I have to make my own clothes and my kids' clothes, and it has saved me like a couple $100. So I spent a couple $100 on these two, but I think I broke even a while ago, like a few years ago, because like just changing the length of your pants is like costs like $15 to $20, and sewing machine is like what, $300. So if you need enough pants, and especially kids pants, like kids pants are the easiest to make. Like you just need some stretchy fabric and an old pair of jeans, and it's done in under 10 minutes. So I'm always in this conflict, like should I give up sewing, because really I only do it a few times a year. I'm not like a huge, there are sewing influencers that do nothing but sewing or knitting or whatnot, and I don't do that. It's just like a practical thing for me to have occasionally, but I'm not crazy about it. I don't want to sew all my clothes. And the biggest problem that I have with sewing is that, like when I got started with sewing, I found that I made so many clothes that I didn't need just to test the sewing machine, and wasted a lot of money and fabric, and just made a lot of things that I really didn't need. And I feel like a lot of sewing YouTubers and Instagrammers also do that. They are constantly just sewing stuff. Or when you see people knitting, they knit stuff. Like I have a knitted scarf that I made myself, but I don't need a summer wool. Like what? That is a contradiction in itself. As in summer wool? Are you kidding me? Like wool is for winter. What's wrong with you? Oh my. Yep. You tell me if there's something like hanging out of my nose, right? You would tell me that. I'm the kind of person who tells other people that they stink, and then they are all embarrassed instead of grateful. I never understood that. I want to know if I stink. Like, how do you not want to know that? It's like walking around with some sort of piss stain on your pants, and everyone's like, just like saying nothing. I mean, you can say that in a decent way, as in, like, oh, did you spill some water over your pants there? Hint, hint. Like, why would you not do that? I think my boss in my old company where I worked, one day he walked around with his pants open, like this little zipper, and his zipper was open like for half the day, and then he went into a really important meeting, and like I was the only person who went after him, like, hey, you might want to close your fly, dude. So that's what a good employee does. If you don't do that, you are not one. So anyway, yeah. Put something. Let's do this. Look at the jam I made. It's Juneberry jam. It's really easy to make, and Juneberries are delicious, and they grow everywhere. If you missed it this time, because they grow in July also, not just June, but if you missed it, like next year, put a reminder in your calendar and just go out and grab some Juneberries. So now is the time to ask me more questions if you need some questions answered. It's also the time for me to say, like, if you want to, give this video a like, because it helps my channel, and I'm really happy if you do that, but you don't have to. So just saying. And if you want to know anything, just really ask. And if I didn't answer your questions sufficiently, then just ask me again. Crap. Now I can't find the one whisk that I own. What? No. Ew, you guys. I put the dirty whisk back in the drawer. Oh yeah, that's so mean. Okay. Here we go. You know, one funny thing is, when I look at my videos, like my YouTube videos, and everyone's always like, oh, slow living, mindfulness, slowing down, not stressing out, detoxing. But then if you put in like a video with a lot of breaks, and where you just talk like a normal person and you breathe in between sentences, those are the worst videos, and the ones where I have like the most unnatural jump cuts of all. They do the best. Like, there is this discrepancy between what people say they want and what they actually want. Like, you gotta make up your minds, folks. Like, just be honest and say that you don't want the videos where the huge breaks are. Say it and admit it that you want the ones with the jump cuts. And the most awesome thing that I learned about jump cuts recently was that there's actually such a thing called an L cut, which is like a more seamless jump cut. And I've been doing these in my last 2 videos. So I think it's really so much better, because it basically takes like the audio and pulls it a little bit over the video from before. So you already start talking with the new audio, and the brain can kind of tune into the next snippet, or the next part of the video that you cut off. So I'm experimenting with that because I want to make better videos. And also something, the extreme minimalism thing, that is also something people are really interested in. And I totally understand, because, there is something inspirational about it. Like, even if you don't want to be an extreme minimalist yourself, I think it's super inspirational to see other people do it, because then you can see what's possible, how few things you can have and still be cool and happy and have enough. And I see that with my kid a lot, because I see so many parents that are like, oh, I can't take that away from my kid and whatnot. But you can just go in there and clean the room and just do that. And I don't know, I don't think it's that difficult. Like the clothes or kid clothes, they are just the hardest thing, because it's hard to get rid of them. And that's like a process I'm going through right now. I want to say goodbye to like 2 or 3 boxes of baby clothes, and I'm thinking of whether I should donate them or whether I should resell them. But it has become really, really hard. Like back in 2019, 2020, everyone was kind of using a platform called Vinted here. Me too, I'm also a big Vinted fan. I always sell my stuff there. So, and sorry, sicko, thought lost. Yeah, Vinted. So, and back in 2019, it was so easy to sell like what's called like a packet, or a package, whatever you say. And the thing is that it was so easy to resell those, and like just 50 jumpers at once. But now you can't do that anymore. It's like people are getting more mindful about what they buy, and they just want these cute single pieces, and it's all going more towards this whole cute hipster vibe. Aren't hipsters everywhere? But I think hipsters are actually cool. Like I mean, I'm a hipster myself, so I gotta say that. But I think hipsters have brought so many good things to this decade. As in cute cafes that like having more quality in so many areas. I actually think it's a good thing. The bad thing is the gentrification that comes with it. But if we could get rid of that, I think the whole hipster thing could be so amazing. As in just being more authentic, being cheap, the music, the nice cafes, the shops. I think it's actually a cool movement. But yeah, it's just going down the drain thanks to gentrification. That's like, if you are a hipster and you are in your late 30s and you can afford all these nice things that are not really thrifted or anything, that are actually new and pricey, yeah, that fucks up our cities. How did I get to this point from extreme minimalism? I don't know, but we got a lot of these hipster shops here. I actually haven't been to a store in over a year. Yeah, the only time I was shopping, like Globetrotter, like once. I'm not doing that again. Yeah, I bought some hiking boots. They really helped me. And that was like the one day before lockdown, and then I had my hiking boots and went hiking. But that was it. I haven't been in a shop ever since. I just don't need stuff. That's it. I didn't even notice. See, that's the amazing thing. I don't even need stuff. And I mean, we ordered a bunch of things online because you can't buy them in stores here. Like the stores are just so bad that you can buy that stuff, like hiking, ultralight gear. It's just not available in stores. So what should I do? Like travel to Frankfurt and buy it there? No. Yeah, because like everyone's always hating on online shopping, but like, where's your solution? Like, where's your solution? I love to shop locally, but the local stores suck donkey balls. So what am I supposed to do? Buy the stuff that I don't like? That's not the solution. Like, it's always more sustainable to buy things that you actually like and you enjoy for a long time, because then you will make the most out of the material that was used for it anyway. And just the transport part compared to that physically becomes negligible in the long run.
So yeah, but that is one video that is coming soon. That will be the minimalist hiking gear. I hope that you are into that kind of stuff. Maybe you want to let me know, or let me know some questions about that if you're interested in that. Because I'm not gonna make this like a hiking channel, but the hiking videos are my babies. Like the minimalist videos are the stuff that I know most about and I can just talk about it without thinking much. But the hiking videos, that just so much work goes into them and so much blood and sweat and I don't know, just taking the video when you're up there. And I'm like a really unfit person because I have like a chronic inflammatory disease and my feet usually hurt like hell. So, which is why I got into hiking to kind of get better. So, um, and for the most part of making these videos, I'm just like in pain and it kind of sucks and I have to pull myself together and be like, okay, go put on a smile and film something now. And not in a way, as I'm faking it, but just putting on a smile is like putting on makeup or putting on clothes. Like it's just um, nice, I guess. So yeah, so I do that, and often it's like, oh God, it just sucks. I just want to get up the mountain and not think about it and not make a video. But then I want to keep the memory for myself, for my kids, for my kid, for the channel, and so yeah, those are really like the most amazing moments that I can share, and I don't think that I share more in any other video than like in the hiking videos. And I also wanted to do a few reviews of my gear, and in some of my videos I also share my gear because I have found a really amazing backpack. I have this ultralight backpack and I've searched for like half a year to find a good backpack, and then a new backpack from the brand called Marmot came out, and they have just like the most amazing ultralight hiking backpack for small bags like mine, because I'm not a huge person. And so I'm really happy with that one, and I wanted to share like my gear list for day hiking if that is something you're interested in. So boy, I'm gonna drink my coffee now, and then I'm probably gonna lie in bed and do some Swedish um, vocabulary test or something. It's hard enough. Like just sitting and talking is all right. I don't have to think much. I'm sorry if I seem confused. It's both because I am. I'm just that person, and because I'm sick. But yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. There is no point in working today. It's just like, I don't know. It's like being pregnant. I like, if you're pregnant, your brain is basically fried, especially in like the last 3 months, and then afterwards it's also not getting much better. Yeah, like I feel like that right now. I don't know how I did it. I worked like until 2 days before I gave birth, and yep, don't know how I did it. Do you ever have that problem that you think about something you pulled off a while back and you feel like, who was that person? Who was that incredible monster of a person who pulled that off? Like for instance, I always wanted to write a novel, and I would be like this weird kid dressed in black, sitting in a coffee place, like having my laptop there, a huge laptop, and just writing on my novel. Like I actually wrote a few chapters of a novel. It's not wrong. It's not untrue. So, and just looking at the people, and then later, like 5 years later, I would look at these chapters and be like, wow, this reads like an actual book. How did I? How? This was not written by me. My brain is not capable of doing that anymore. how did I do that? And I kind of sometimes I don't want to turn back time because I'm actually happy with the place that I'm at. I don't want to be 25 again. I don't want to be 20 again. Just like I was so dumb when I was 20. I don't want to be that dumb anymore. Um, and if you think I'm dumb now and silly now, just imagine me being like quirky and mad at everything. That was me, 20 years old. It just, oh, and also smoking all the time, which people obviously don't like, as I told you before. But you know what? I don't get it. Like, if you don't like something, usually I just ask people like, how is that? Like, what do you mean by saying that? But this YouTube world is just like so black and white, and I remember that when I did videos that were like a bit controversial, people always take out like this one sentence that you say they don't agree with and make their whole opinion about you about this one sentence. But would you do that in a conversation when you're having a coffee with somebody and you wouldn't agree with them on that one point? You would kind of just ask like, really? Like what? I'm totally different. And would you break up with them? Like, would you break up your friendship with them over that? It's like, I don't know. I'm just not like that. That is the point I will never get. Maybe because I was raised before the internet, and I just, back when I had like my first computer, the internet was so slow, and we all had these weird pages from a site called geocities.com, I guess. And every child had like a little blog. I had a little Sailor Moon blog where I wrote about my favorite Sailor Moon characters, and it was super awkward. And I think like today, this stuff is cool again, and people think it's cool. But back when I was a nerdy kid who was good in math, yeah, people thought that was really, really, really lame. Like, I was the lamest kid you can imagine. I liked classical music. I liked Sailor Moon. Oh, I was also a goth. So, no coolness for me whatsoever. Anyway, so that was a little walk down memory lane, I guess. I think it's time to end this thing now. I'm getting rambly more than I have before. Also, I'm super tired and I haven't finished my aspirin yet, so I'm gonna do that now because before I have to cough and snort anew much more than necessary. And I wish you all like a great day, a great evening if it's evening in your time zone, and it's the weekend now soon. So happy weekend to you. Happy hiking. Do something outside. Like, the weather is beautiful today. Just don't be like me lying in bed all day. If you don't have to, go outside and give yourself some vitamin D. All right. Thanks for watching.